would be designed. So I will try to understand these different types of the piles. Okay, again I'm repeating it. Then we'll take one pile and how the bearing capacity of the pile being calculated, and load bearing capacity like we have done for our shallow foundation, that we'll see. Before that, they have given many things. I told you to read it once. So first, what is the necessity of the pile? When we have to go for a pile, when the strata are just below the ground surface, highly compressible and weak for supporting our huge structure. So in that case, what we'll do is it is better to go much deeper and find some hard strata. Okay. Uh, when the plan of the structure is irregular relative to its outline and load distribution, it would cause non-uniform settlement if the shallow foundation are provided. In that case, pile foundation is required to reduce the differential settlement. Okay. So pile foundations are required for transmission of the structural load through a deep water or a foam to the stratum. That means for bridges and other things, we use these pile foundations. So it will transfer the load to the hard strata. And also we'll go for a pile foundation when we have the horizontal forces, that means towers, big towers. Okay. In that case, there may be some horizontal load or earth retaining structure, and retaining walls and other things. No, so these things are subjected to earthquake or other forces. When you try to provide a piles, no, it will help you. So piles are required when the soil conditions are such that the washed out condition or a erosion or score occurs due to underneath the shallow foundation. So scoring will occur. Okay, in that case, no, deeper foundation we have to go. Uh, and as I have said, for the transmission tower, offshore structure, platforms, where the particular tower is subjected to upliftment because of the wind, because of the lateral loads, and so on. So we go for this pile foundation, and especially in the expansive soil such as black cotton soil, which swell and shrink. Okay, when come in contact with the water, or a collapsible soil such as loess and the structure which is accompanied by the sudden decreasing the wide ratio and so on. Okay, increasing wide ratio, decreasing wide ratio, sudden changes would happen. Okay, in that case we'll go for the pile foundation. So these are the points. The necessity of the piles when we have to go is given here. Next classification of the piles. So it is again depend on the what materials we are using and the mode of transfer of the load, how the pile is transferring the load, the method of construction, how we are constructing. Okay, in situ construction, or we are prefabricated, are the use and the displacement of the soil. So based on that, again the piles been classified. First, if you see material, what material we are using it. Okay, suppose if you have steel, then we call it a steel pile. If you have concrete, we call it as a concrete pile. If you have timber, we call it as a timber. A combination of this material. Okay, composite piles. Then classification based on the mode of transfer of the load. That means how it is transferring the load. Suppose the pile is transferring load by the tip at the bottom tip, then we call it as the end bearing piles. Okay, you might have seen these things in your basic civil engineering. Your basic civil engineering subject, right? End bearing piles. That means at the tip, all the load would be transferred to the tip of the piles. Okay, end bearing pile transfer the loads through their bottom tips. Such piles act as a columns and transit the load through a weak material. Okay, so it passes through a weak material and whole load will be transferred to by the end strata. Okay, the ultimate load carried by the pile is carried by the bottom. That is the tip pile. Okay, Friction piles are some load would be carried by the friction of a pile. Okay, so this transfer because of this skin friction. Okay, so there would be friction between the pile and the soil would takes place, and some load would be bared by the this particular friction. The ultimate load carried by the pile is equal to load transferred by the skin friction. Okay, it is a combine of this one. Okay, combination. Some load would be bared by the tip and some would be bared by the friction. Next, classification based on the installation. Okay, how it is installed. Suppose it is driven, we call it driven pile. If it is a driven and cast into, that means these piles are formed by driving a casing with a closed bottom end into the soil. The casing in lateral case filled with a concrete, and the casing may or may not be withdrawn. Okay. Then bored and the cast institute. That means these piles are formed by excavating the holes. Okay, bored pile. We call it as a bored pile, driven pile, bored pile, and so on. Okay, and then filled with a concrete. That means we'll make a reinforcement. We make a hole. General we'll go for this bored pile. Okay, cast into screw pile means the piles are screwed into the soil. Like we have carpenter will have some what do you say screw for making a hole, right? So likewise we have different types of piles also. Those piles are called the screw piles. Then we have jack piles which are jacked into the soil by applying a down force, okay, with the help of the hydraulic jack. Now, classification based on the use, their use, okay. Suppose we are using this particular pile as a load bearing pile, then we call it as a load bearing pile. Some compaction piles in the sense, suppose we have dry sand, loose dry sand. So we generally use these piles, driven piles for the compacting the soil itself, because of that driven action, the surrounding soil, the sand would be compacted, so we call it as a compaction piles. Then tensile piles, then that means some piles bear the tensile load, okay, used as the anchors, okay, for down to structure. Suppose we have BSNL towers and other towers, okay, some piles would be used as the tensile piles, so that pile would be in a tension. Okay, then we have sheet piles where continuous sheet like a wall, retaining wall, we generally see provide this particular sheet pile. We have fender piles. Those piles are in there. Those who are working in the ports will understand these fender piles and sheet piles. Okay, if we visit some dock and harbor ports nearby Chennai or in Gujarat or some place to Tuticorin, in there, if you see our structures, those piles are subject to lateral loads and those piles are called the fender piles, okay, fender piles, anchor piles, and so on. So there you will see mostly in the offshore sector. It is given in chapter 20. Okay, just have a look of this. Now, classification based on the displacement of piles. All driven piles are displacement piles, okay, and are displaced laterally when the piles are installed. The soil get densified, as I said, okay. So installation may cause heavy during the heaving of the surrounding ground. That means those driven piles are called the displacement piles, and these piles are precasted. Okay, it will be casted somewhere and brought, and it will be driven. Okay, in the steel we have H pile and other things. Non-displacement piles are the these are the bored pile. As the soil is removed when the hole is bored, there is no displacement of soil during the installation. That means we are making a natural borehole, and what we are doing is we are putting this pile. Okay, so we are constructing the pile in the site itself. That is called the bored pile. Next, coming to the pile driving, actually, what generally we do, how it will be driven. Actually, in that case, we have a hammer, like a drap hammer. If we see some photos here, and bottom one is the pile, this hammer would drop from some certain height then this energy can be calculated. There are some methods also how we can find out this bearing capacity or load bearing capacity of a pile based on this hammer drop. Okay, from the height of the hammer dropping, what is the load transfer and what is it bear. So you will see consequently in the chapter. Okay, so in that we have a single acting hammer, double acting hammer, okay, diesel hammer, vibratory hammer, and so on. All these things. Okay. Now construction of the board pile, how it looks like. Okay. Board pile means, as I said, we have to make a borehole. We can use auger boring, and the boring means making a hole. We can use the mechanical auger. We can mix a hand auger by using the motor. Also, we can use it, bore it. Then what we'll do? Uh, Concrete would be filled. That's what is given in this paragraph. That means first we'll make a borehole, then finally what we'll do is we fill with the concrete. Okay. Then driven cast into concrete pile. That means driven cast into pile is formed by ground by driving a casing first. Okay, with a plug or a shoes. Then what we'll do is we put a pile. So these are the different types of the driven piles. It is given. Okay. Uh, what I'll do is I'll show you some of the picture. Then only you can understand actually. So this is the types of piles. Okay. So here friction piles. That means the load would be bear by friction also here. So this is the bore pile. Here we have used this technique to make a borehole, and from there let me check this Wi-Fi whether it is. Hope I'm audible now. Hope I'm audible now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this mobile data is a little slow. So what I'm trying to tell you is, so we use this one, no, for auger boring. For after that, after making a borehole, like carpenter uses this auger boring. We have seen in soil exploration chapter, auger boring, and in previous semester, I guess, no, this semester only, I guess. So here, after making borehole, we'll put a reinforcement here. After that, it will be filled with the concrete. Understand? So that's how we. So this is here. This is the end bearing piles. That means the soil is very weak here. So all the load would be carried by here by the tip of this pile. This is friction pile because we'll make this soil more soil and not soil periphery of this pile very rough so that it carries some load. Okay. In this case, we cannot go huge construction. I mean huge load, but it can be managed with that. Let me check it. Show some of the photos. These are the precast piles. Very interesting actually. Pile foundations. Yeah, this is different types of the pile. Okay, here no, this is the timber piles. How it look? H pile. This is the steel pile. Okay, this is the pile. This is the concrete pile, and so on. Oh, how it looks like. Look at timber we have been used, and this is the steel pile. What you were able to see, H pile. Likewise, so all huge buildings, if you see, been constructed on pile foundations. So it is very interesting topic, and if you try to understand this one, when you go and check in the field, you'll understand, no, how the pile been constructed and so on. Uh, Look at this is the pile. No, this how generally this is a smaller size of piles. Okay, and it is a board pile now. Boarding has been made, and this concrete casing and so on, round shape. We can have round shape. We can have rectangular also sometimes. Okay, and it will be filled with the concrete finally, and finally it may looks like this. Look at these are the pile foundation. So lot of work been carried out on piles. Look at these are the pile foundations. So this these are over that we'll have. I think they have planned pile foundations. Okay, look at this pile foundation. So it's very advantage to all of you that we are able to see, online, some of the videos are. So for excavation point of view also they have made piles. So this is what you could see, pile foundations. Then I'll show some of these. You look at this one. So bridge foundation. Today we'll see focus on this and just introduction. Then what we'll do is next class onwards we'll start designing it. Okay. So these are all pile foundation students. So how big it is? No, we call it as piers. Okay, not piles. Piers. Piers. Piers means bigger diameter of this one. So look at here. So while construction, what we'll do is we'll stop the water. We will divert the water like they have done it here. Okay. So divert and we'll have casing, and below that they are going construction for the pile foundations. So these are the diaphragm walls where we use sheet piles and other things. Okay, so we'll divert it the water, then we take it out that water, uh, and what we'll do is pour concrete. Once the concrete is filled, okay, then what happens, then nothing going to change because hardened concrete, if you have a hardened concrete, so this water won't affect it. Once the concrete become hardened, that's all. For years you will be safe. Okay, so below that all pile foundation, over that cap, pile cap, we have this is called the pile cap, and over that one more pile foundation or D-shaped pile foundation over the bridges. So if we look at some, check some pictures here, they how the people. So it is very big task. Okay, don't think that our civil engineering is a very easy job. So very big, and it takes years to construct one bridge or a dam. Okay, so because we have to manage the water, we have to manage labor, we have to manage cost, cement, steel, storing of these all the materials, and especially the labor, no. So labor we have, and especially climate conditions also. Nowadays it is raining. I have seen the news that in Chennai there was a lot of rain. So these construction activities, no, we cannot predict, no, when the rain will come and so on. We have some monsoon and other things, but still, no, in India, very difficult to conduct, do this civil engineering construction also. In the summer it would be fine. So how generally people manages, now once you join some company like L&T and many Keller and many groups, Navyug and many groups of companies are working on this foundation part. So once you get a job there, then you will understand how difficult it would be. No, that's what I said. This is called the peers. Okay, so so anyway, let us see. types of bridge foundations. Here the pile foundations and this one. Uh, if you keep on checking it, uh, this is what the similar cable bridge. So Bombay Sea Link is constructed like this, okay. And one of my friends who is working in IIT Bombay, he was telling me he only designed some of the foundations, pile foundations there. So this cable bridges, if you see Bombay Sea Link, something is there, okay. If you search in the Google, you will understand. Okay, those who are from Mumbai may knows about these things. So likewise, we will divert a water and we'll construct it. So n number of work has been done for a bridges and many other foundations. Okay, these are the smaller piles. Then over that we'll have the pile cap. Over that we have some construction. So likewise, this is also this may be some old bridge. So old bridge they will remove it and nearby they have constructed the uh, new bridges. Okay, so all the bridges been um, so whatever is this you are seeing, no, uh, something your sheet piles na in the sheet piles. So it is like a sheet, okay. So these piles are called sheet piles, like a sheet, so to stop the water for a construction, these are all called the sheet piles. It's like a sheet, no, to protect from that. Then the fender piles and the other things are different. Okay, fender piles. They can be I mean with some angles. Okay, so in offshore structure, if you see, uh, they can be so in offshore structure. This photo may be good for you. I will show you exactly how it looks like actually. Uh, so in this case, no offshore structures. Uh, for no this car, these are all the fender piles. Okay, this generally for loading and all. Yeah, these are the fender piles for loading and unloading. No, if you visit some offshore structure, offshore or what do you say, some ports. Okay, there you will see this kind of piles, fender piles and other piles. So these are all fender piles only. So look at here, loading and unloading of ship takes place. So these are all called fender piles. This also sheet pile and all. Yeah, fender piles. These are all called the fender piles. Sheet piles, fender piles, and one more we have raker piles. So raker means in an inclined form. Okay, raker piles. So this would be in an inclined form. So it is observed that pile they provide this pile in a inclined form. So it will try to bear load. Okay, more load. So this is the concept of that one, raker piles. So likewise, we have so many different types of the piles based on the material, based on the their use and other things. With that, so generally P- Peers. Okay, peers means bigger size of files. So for the bridges, whatever you see, these are all called peers. Or well foundation also we have for the bridges. So it's like a well, okay, and it will be filled with the sand and will provide this foundation. So this is a complete example of well foundation here. It is a very huge foundation, like a well, big well, and it would be filled with the sand or concrete, and finally it will try to bear load, okay, whole load of the bridges, well foundations. So these are the well foundations only, okay. At the bottom, these are the well foundations. So these are all well foundations. In the olden days, we used to have these well foundations. Understand? So likewise, everything is pile only. So all the load would be bared by the pile foundation. It's a big topic actually. You want to do PhD in this area. Okay, for undergraduate, you have to do PhD in this area. So for undergraduate, understanding pile capacity is more than enough for you. Okay. So with that, we'll stop today. So Sharon, you please discuss with your friends and let me know. So within a week we'll have exam, and within 1 2 weeks, let us end of this month we'll finish it up this syllabus, so that you guys can also get time for preparation. Sharon, you just discuss with your friends, okay?